We've all been there. You have a specific task you know you need to finish, but when the time comes to actually begin, you find yourself staring at a screen, completely unable to start. You want a better life and you want to be productive, but the daily reality often involves choosing the immediate comfort of scrolling or resting over the work that actually matters. This gap between what you want to do and what you actually do often comes down to the lack of a specific system for starting. You have the ambition, but you don't yet have a way to translate that desire into movement. Wanting a better future only works if you have a reliable way to make yourself do the work on the days you don't feel like doing it. To understand how to build that system, we can look at the life of Prophet Idris, peace be upon him. His life provides a clear example of how to organize time and effort effectively. He was recognized for 3 specific qualities: profound wisdom, intense focus, and a level of discipline that guided everything he did. He spent his hours with purpose. He set aside time for learning, for teaching others, for worshiping Allah, and for improving his own character. Because every hour had a designated task, he didn't leave room for time to slip away. Because of this incredible dedication to his character and his work, Allah honored him and greatly elevated his status. He earned his legacy through these daily, documented choices. He took control of his schedule and ensured that his actions aligned with his worship and his goals every single day. Most of us try to work based on this graph. We wait for a sudden burst of motivation to get us moving. But as you can see, that feeling is temporary. It spikes and then it disappears just as quickly as it arrived. When that feeling fades, distractions and laziness take over. Without a plan to keep you moving, your progress stops and you end up further from your goal than when you started. Discipline is what allows you to keep moving, regardless of that graph. It is the practice of doing the work because it is scheduled, which turns a goal on paper into a finished result. Motivation is a fleeting emotion that changes based on your mood. Discipline is a choice you make to follow your schedule, even when you feel tired or bored. Prophet Idris showed that when you focus on learning and self-improvement, you give that discipline a clear direction. You aren't just busy, you are moving towards something valuable. If you only work when inspired, you rarely finish anything. But working with a system ensures you eventually reach your goals. The life of Prophet Idris teaches us that progress comes from these small actions repeated every day. You don't need a giant leap. You just need to add one block to the pile. We often get frustrated because we want the whole tower to appear at once, but trying to change everything in a single day usually leads to burnout and a total collapse of your routine. When you add one block at a time, you are building something that lasts. This consistent effort changes your path over time because it turns hard tasks into automatic habits. This is how you build a strong character. You don't wait for a big moment to be brave or faithful. You practice it in the small things you do every day. Your future is determined by this simple logic. What you do today is the most accurate predictor of where you will be next year. Think about how this looks. You're sitting at your desk, the clock is ticking, and you think, I'll just start studying in an hour. That thought is the beginning of procrastination. To break it, you have to follow the lesson of Prophet Idris. Move because it's time to move, not because you feel like it. Opening that book right now is the only way to beat the habit of waiting. Or consider the time spent scrolling. It starts with just 5 more minutes, but it ends with hours of your life gone. Those minutes are the building blocks of your future. When you choose to put the phone down, you are choosing to invest that time into your own potential instead of a temporary distraction. You might try to start a new habit, like praying on time or exercising, only to feel frustrated when it feels difficult after the first few days. Remember that the goal is not to be perfect for 1 week. The goal is to be consistent for months. Small, manageable efforts are much more effective than one intense burst that you can't maintain. A life of purpose is built through the same method Prophet Idris used, taking control of your daily habits. You don't need a miracle to change your life. You just need to choose what you do with your next hour.